A black and blue thunderstorm circles behind us, unsettling the high desert with strong gusts. Quincy points him out as we pedal toward Santa Fe. I roll up on my loaded bicycle and introduce myself. Archie West is repairing a part of the fence along the edge of his ranch that's as old and weathered as he is. He tells me the story of his family, his land, and how his dad settled here from Oklahoma just before the Dust Bowl era. The land's too dry to plant crops, he says. The only thing you can raise here is cattle. I tell Archie about our bicycle trip up Route 66. The best part of this bicycle trip is doing it with my son. Archie smiles and nods. My son just moved back to the ranch. I love working with my boy.
I'm in my early 20s. I have all these dreams, and then I'm pausing it to do this bike ride with my father.
When he said, "Dad, we got to do this trip together," the unspoken sentence was, "before it's too late."
I grew up hearing stories of him riding his bicycle across the United States. Sadly, he's done it one more time than I have.
And you know, it'll always be one more time. Right out of the gate, I said, "Thanks, son, but done that, been there, too old, too fat, can't do it, thanks."
Do you have it in you still? Like kind of poking him like, come on, I dare you to do it.
He pushed it and he kept bugging me. And that's when I test drove the electric assist and I felt like I had a tailwind and a couple extra gears. It totally narrowed the gap between the 22-year-old macho kid and the 64-year-old AARP guy.
I'm glad you said yes.
A guy in a donut shop walked up to us and said, "You two have adventure written all over you. Where you going?"
We get to Santa Monica Pier, and I look at my back, and there's no maps. And we haven't even pedaled 10 feet. I totally dropped the ball, and it just, I felt terrible. Like, this is gonna take me 2,000 miles just to gain my dad's trust back.
We did everything on our bikes. He shaved his entire beard off on his bike. If we could have peed off our bike, we would have done that.
Don't recommend it.
And every day, I was like, "Quincy, today we got a new goal. We're gonna make friends today, and I'm gonna have 2 portrait sessions today." And he goes, "Oh, gosh." Pretty soon, I'm standing on some stool to get a higher viewpoint, and Quincy's eating his pancakes, going, "Oh, boy." And then we're back on the bikes, and we're good.
And then I hear, "Hey, Quincy, let's just pull off here, And it's like, oh my gosh, like, I am not gonna take another photo and have me crawl up on top of a hay bale and jump across it 18 times just so we can get the right shot.
I did not want to lose any moment of him growing up, and the best way I could hold on to those moments was to take pictures of them. And I can't tell you how many pictures I have of him growing up with his hand up like this. Enough.
We would race all the time. He felt like he was 23 again.
We'd stand up and just start pedaling as fast as we could.
It'd just be a look of the eye where we both knew it's on right now, and I'm gonna beat you to the top of this hill no matter what.
With my electric assist, I'd go through all the levels.
And we'd be huffing and puffing, just pedaling as hard as we possibly can.
And I would just be edging ahead of him. And then I physically couldn't maintain the momentum and he would pull ahead.
Just to have the recognition of I beat my father, or I still can beat my son.
Quincy Briscoe has broken the long-standing record of repairing his tire and pumping it back up to tire pressure of 85 pounds in under 10 minutes and 30 seconds. That was the world's record set by none other than his father in 1976. And Quincy, all these years later, has broken that record and set it back to 10 minutes, 10 seconds.
Well, it's a struggle. You just got to keep your head down. Keep things organized is probably number one. I got to thank my dad for pushing me, setting that bar high so I could achieve greater goals in life.
I'm proud of him, as is the world on Route 66.
Quincy and I were fried. We had pedaled over many miles of desert looking for a place to stay. We stopped at an old trailer. A man hobbled out and looked us over, said that he wanted to help us. The only place for you two to stay tonight is in my trailer. You take my bed and I'll sleep in the recliner. He reached down to retrieve his shotgun and several shells. I'll be taking these with me, he said. All Quincy and I could do was look at each other and shrug. Then I mouthed the words, "It's part of the adventure." A lot of folks who live out here want to be forgotten. Charles was no exception. Quincy and I woke up at 6 a.m. Charles pointed us to the tub that emptied out onto the desert floor. He said the critters like to crawl up the drain pipes, so be sure to put the plug back in when you're done. We thanked Charles for his hospitality, and he watched us pedal away. This is always the best part of bicycling through America, being befriended by total strangers.
You've accomplished something amazing like riding 80 miles in a day. You're laying in bed and you don't want to go to sleep because you know when you wake up you have to do it all over again.
The night before, we always overhydrate and we're ready to roll, especially when we got into the Midwest where the humidity was unbearable. But around 10:30 in the morning, I said, "Quincy, God, I'm just kind of out of gas here." I just felt kind of so tired and lethargic, and I finally just had to pull over and I straddled my bike. And then suddenly, I just put my arms and my head down on my handlebars and I just started weeping, crying, uncontrollably. I couldn't stop crying.
And I asked I'm like, whoa, what's wrong? And when he said, I don't know, that's when I knew something was wrong.
And I heard his voice in my ear, "Dad, what's up, Dad? What's going on?"
So we stopped traffic and just beelined it across the street and got you a park bench and under some shade. And then I ran, luckily there's a grocery store on the other side. So I ran over there and grabbed a Gatorade and a chocolate milk and a banana. As soon as I got back, he was totally asleep.
I was okay. To have a whole physical and emotional meltdown like that in front of your son was really difficult. When you make yourself vulnerable, kind of exposing really who you are, and then you come out through the other end, it's always a good thing.
Quincy, do you know where we are?
Father, we've been lost since darn California, eh?
That's because what'd you do that first map? You lost it, didn't you?
I gave it to you. You misplaced it. I won't say that it's your fault, but we know it's not mine.
Total BS.
We shared a little rain, but it's going pretty well. We're outside of Clinton, Oklahoma, and headed to Weatherford. Or maybe just a big tree, maybe a barn or something like that.
I loved biking in the rain. You know, we had these rain outfits.
The only person ever who likes to bike in the rain. So riding a bicycle across the United States is not all as glorious as some may think or dream about. There's many things that are hidden, like saddle sores, constant buzz of traffic, being continuously hungry, flat tire, legs cramping, headwinds, closing my mouth so I wouldn't sweat as much, just so I could conserve water to our next stop.
So you kept your mouth closed? Maybe that was my problem. I was talking all
I
the
think
time.
that's exactly
I was
the
talking
problem.
all the time, and if I hadn't, I wouldn't have dehydrated as much.
Yep, that's the darn truth.
What day is it today?
You know, it's just another beautiful day in America.
Yeah, but this is our last bike trail.
Last one.
This is our last 40 miles.
40 miles to the end.
Yep.
But it's just the beginning.
How many miles?
Well, 2,636.
Wow, that's a long way.
Yep.
What a trip it's been.
Long way, but a short time.
Yep.
It's only a matter of time before life begins. You talk to a stranger and suddenly you're friends.
The trip to me was so golden that I did not care if we ever got to Chicago.
It's our infinity and it might be small, but I'd rather have this than nothing at all. The year might pass in a second, in a moment.
I've done these bicycle rides with an unconscious intent to prove that I can do them to my father. Now I've done that, and now we've done it together. And it's a time to shift gears into something else.
How time has tricked us here.
I love you, Quincy.
Love you too, Mara.
Gosh, nice little son of mine.
You got the Father, you got the Son. They're riding their bicycles and they're having fun, rolling down the highway through the sticks, a few thousand miles on Route 66.
I'm not going to the edge of that thing.
Oh, come on. We don't even need a map to get over there. You know?
What about the map?
Don't worry about the maps. Don't worry about the
Where
maps.
are the maps? They're
I'll
down
tell you
there?
where the maps is, about 30 paces that way. It'll be A-okay.
So let's just walk over there.
It's not that far.
Woo.
Yeah, you got the Father, you got the Son. Oh, they're on their bicycles and they're having fun, rolling down the highway through the sticks, a few thousand miles on Route 66, on Route 66, on Route 66.